Hebrews chapter 3 verse 15 says, "Today if you hear his voice, do not harden your heart." Have you ever felt a little calling of God in your life, or a little Holy Spirit, whisper that says, help that person, bend down and pick that thing up for them, and then you don't do it, and it just gets harder and harder by the moment to do that for them, and then the moment's gone. Or help that person load that case of waters into their car, and you hesitate, and you think, wow, I don't want them to think I'm saying they're weak, or they can't do it, or I don't want them to think I'm trying to be weird around their kids or whatever, and you don't do it, and the moment's gone. Every moment we delay on the passion God gives us, on the calling he gives us, the more fragmented we become in our doubts, in our justification. And it goes all the way up to things, serious things in life, like, do I want to take this job, or this vocation, or attend this class, or whatever. And every moment we delay, every time we have a doubting thought and we don't commit to the passion, we become more fragmented, and more doubts form, more and more, and then we don't do it. Clint Eastwood, I heard, he never reshoots a scene, and I thought that's crazy. I've already made this video several times, and finally, when I just was thinking about it, and convicted, I pulled over and I made the video, because I thought, if I don't do it, I'm never going to be satisfied. I'm going to have all these doubts, and I'm just not going to do it. When I used to go play pickup basketball at the YMCA, and there would be several dozens of young men who would come and play basketball, and sometimes we'd have really good, intense games, and there were really good players. For a short season that I was going there, there was a father and a son, and the son was probably like 10 years old, and the father was training him in basketball, like, seriously. I mean, he was drilling him, and he was coaching him, mentoring him, and he was really serious about it. Well, the son, the kid, and sometimes the dad, but the kid mostly would play in these pickup games with, like, adult men, and he was really good. I mean, everybody was like astounded by this kid. He was actually effectively playing a central role in the game. And his dad, I remember one day, was on the bleachers while he was playing, and I was in the game, and the dad called out to him. He said, "You're a shark, smell blood." And I was like, what? That's crazy. I stuck with me for 10 years, 15 years, I don't know. And I was thinking about it this morning, that sharks, they can swim 1,000 miles, and they can go months without eating, but when they smell blood, they go follow that smell. They have to, or they're going to starve and die. And that's it. Be a shark, smell blood. When you smell that, when you see an opportunity that God gives you to do something, to act, to do his calling, do it. Just do it. Don't descend into the fragmented doubts. Commit yourself to doing it, and then don't look back. And the issue is, a lot of times the doubts are really serious, and they're not irrational. But God's not going to burn you for doing his calling. And especially if it's something like, you're being invited to this church, or you're being convicted about your baptism. Listen, God in the Bible, it says, it talks about living people being baptized for the dead, on behalf of the dead. And if somebody said that today, we would think that was nuts. I mean, but it's there in the Bible. I mean, what does it mean? If you're doubting something like your baptism, and God's telling you, you need to be baptized, you need to be rebaptized, or you need to go do this baptism, do it. Don't delay. Don't get fragmentary. So anyway, I just want to encourage you today, if you have a passion that God's giving you, a calling that God's giving you on your life, go. Do it. He's not going to burn you. He's going to bless you. I don't mean be reckless or arbitrary. I'm talking about when you hear that calling, you'll know it when you hear it. Have a good day.